Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, let me ask you a very important question. Okay, and give me the answer to it if you can. Why is it today so many Indians want to leave India? Why? Now, how do I know this? Is because I'm into personal branding. I'm into resume rebrand, interview coaching, guiding people about jobs in Dubai, especially in the Middle East. Okay, UAE, the Middle East, Saudi, Qatar. Then nowadays, people are even asking me for Canada, Australia, Europe, okay, all these places. And given the increase on the number of inquiries, calls, and coaching sessions, I can tell you it has increased over the past 2-3 years. It has increased to a point where you literally have to scratch your head and ask yourself, why is it so many Indians want to leave India? Now, you can give a lot of reasons. Oh, the population is too high. Oh, the competition is too high. But is there a deeper reason for this? Okay, that is number one. Number two is, why is it today so many Indians who are successful outside India, okay, NRIs, non-resident Indians, they never want to come back to India. They just don't want to come back to India. In fact, even me, I'm an NRI, okay? I've visited India here and there. I've been in India for a few months, you could say, maybe maximum 2 years. Or why is it that 2 years or 3 years? Why is it even I don't want to be in India? Why is it that I chose not to go to India, but to be here in Thailand? Why? In fact, you will be very surprised to know I had an Indian guy who was ready to pay me for the next 5 years a guaranteed salary. He wanted me to partner up with him for a little bit of work for him. But he said, you can do everything on freelance. He even, gave me his house. He has a couple of properties. He said, he'll give me the house. He'll give me the salary. He'll give me, plus I can do my own thing. Everything was comfortable. And he told me he'll make sure that I settle down and also, marriage and everything. He'll support me. He's a multimillionaire. Why is it I still refused? Why did I give that up? Now, I'll give you, I literally took, I think how many, 3 days or 4 days? 4 days. I prepared my notes, okay? I'll read it out to you. And my open challenge to you is to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, okay? Don't just, see, if you give banal comments like, oh, look who's talking, oh, if you're non-resident Indian, why you even bothered? Oh, he's a traitor. Oh, what the hell do you know? Fine. If you say, what the hell do you know? My challenge to you is, don't just say, what do you know? Or what the hell do you know? You're talking nonsense. Put down in the comments below, give an explanation to support your argument. I'm seriously waiting. And don't just give some nonsense and, rubbish that, oh, the Mughal, oh, Nehru's dynasty, oh, Republic TV. No. I'll give you the points here. I'll give you even the links down below. Prove me wrong is my challenge to you. Okay? So, I'll give you my notes. Here are the notes. Okay. So, I told you why so many educated people want to leave India, why so many rich people don't want to come back to India, and why even people who have money are leaving India. Okay. Let me give you a couple of facts first. Facts, okay? Some of the best, most talented Indians today, I'll give you their names. Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Alphabet. Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft. Parag Agarwal, who is now CEO of Twitter. Leena Nair, who is CEO of Channel. Santanu Narayan, CEO of Adobe Inc. Arvind Krishna, CEO of IBM. Sanjay Malhotra, Micron Technology. Nikesh Arora, Palo Alto Networks. Okay. Jayashree Ulal, Arista Networks. Amrapali Gan, OnlyFans. Ajay Singh Banga, okay, is MasterCard. Indra Nui, PepsiCo. Okay. Here I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 companies, CEOs. All of them are Indians. Has it ever occurred to you? It's like, see, the minute you say, oh, these are Indians, Indians beat their chest and say, yeah, India, these are Indians. You see, they are Indian, I'm Indian, India, India. Have you ever used your brains and thought about it? Guess what? They are not in India, number one. Number two is they have given up their Indian passport and citizenship. They might keep it just for some benefits where they can own property, but they have chosen not to stay in India. They have given up their Indian passport. They have given up their Indian whatever. Yes, to be diplomatic and to be polite with people, they'll say, oh, I'm always proud to be Indian. My heart is always in India. But it's like me saying to a woman, I love the woman and I'm always married to her, but I'm staying with another woman. It doesn't make any sense, right? Just namesake you're married. So in the same way, why did all these people leave India? Is it because they are traitors? Is it because, just the money? Is it because just for better opportunities? Or is it because of every single thing? Now, you can argue that, oh, they left when India didn't have any problem. But this is just a few names. There are so many other people who, especially today, want to leave. But why? Let's move on. Okay, I've given you the first point. Comment down below. Okay, now let's focus on what I'm doing. Now you can say this is news. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Again, open challenge, I'm giving you facts. Why is it so many Indians want to leave India and go to Dubai? I've been in Dubai 40 years. I help with resume rebrand, interview coaching. Why is it so many Indians are saying, I will leave India and I want to go to Dubai, or I want to go to Australia or Canada? But I've never heard anyone from Australia or Canada or USA or Dubai say, I want to come to India. To this date, I have never, ever heard anyone say from USA, I want to come to India. From Canada, I want to come to India. From Dubai, I want to come to India. They never say that. Have you ever heard anyone say? Have you ever, in your dreams, have you heard anyone say, oh, I want to come to India. I want to work in India. No, they'll come to India for a holiday, vacation. That's about it. But they don't want to work and live in India. Very rarely. Unless, of course, they are married to someone. Why? Have you asked yourself why? Okay. Then, in fact, here's a bigger question. Why is it Indian talent, leaves India and goes abroad? And why is it no talent comes to India? Why is all the talent going to some of the prime locations, okay, exotic locations that I've had? Dubai is a maximum. I've had people want to go to London, Sydney, Canada. These are the major places or people who have come to me. And then there are other people who also have settled down in Los Angeles, Singapore. Even people are asking me about Thailand because I stay in Thailand. Now, why? Why is it? Can you answer? Okay. In fact, having been from Dubai, I lived in Dubai for 40 years. I can tell you this. Dubai has 800 nationalities, over 200 different languages and all that. Have you seen the headlines of Dubai versus India? Just Google search headlines of India and Google search headlines of Dubai. You see headlines of Dubai, today's headlines. What is the date today? Let me give you the date. Today is the 19th April 2022. The headlines of Dubai is, today, we are opening up new visas for investors. We are opening up new visas for entrepreneurs. We are opening up new visas for people who are graduated from the top 500 universities. We are going to build the biggest building. We are going to build the largest shopping mall. We are looking at new partnerships, technology. We are going to put this and that, the first man to Mars and all that. All big step of building the nation, of unity. They're even talking about, okay, the first temple is going to be built in Dubai, a Muslim Arab country. Okay, so that is Dubai's headlines. Let's have a look at what are India's headlines. Okay, Google search, don't believe a word I say. What are India's headlines? These were the headlines for the past couple of months, which I just searched. India's problem with eating beef. Hindus having problems with non-Hindus eating beef. India's focus on namaz, Muslims saying prayers. Okay. India's problem with hijab, that is girls wearing a hijab. India's problem with Muslims loudspeakers. Can you see the pattern? Everything is anti-Muslim. Huh? Just pay attention. Bulldozing a Muslim community. Okay, bulldozing a community. But then if you search, it's only Muslim community, not Hindu community. Then Temples banning sellers. Which religion? By now you know which community. Okay. Temples banning, sellers of a particular religion. Then people wearing saffron flags, shouting and harassing a girl of which religion or community. People taking saffron flags and attacking a religious place. You know which religious place? You know who? No guesswork here. It's a mosque. It's Muslim people. Then people taking saffron, and saffron is for Hindus, okay? Hindus surrounding Muslim worshippers, Hindus attacking a mosque, Hindus shouting at girls, Hindus on. Now, mind you, this is not all Hindus. I'm not saying the entire Hindu population, but the majority. If you even take a minority of the Hindu population, 1 billion, that's still huge. You have Hindus on motorbikes with saffron scarves and saffron flags. In fact, I have personally seen these videos of these. I don't know, RSS or Hindu Vita, what you call them. They have orange saffron. They're saying they have an orange tika. They have orange flags. And they're even holding swords, brandishing swords, and even guns. And the best part, the comedy is, the police are standing there with them. Okay? And then you have this guy, Raj Thackeray. It came in the papers. Raj Thackeray gives an ultimatum to Hindu patriots that is against Muslims. Then you have, I don't know who's this Hindu minister with orange. He's telling all the Hindus, we must rape Muslim girls. Can you believe this? Imagine if this happened anywhere else in the world. In fact, you'll not even hear in Arab Muslim countries them saying, we Muslims have to rape Hindu girls or non-Muslim. You'll never hear that. But here you're hearing openly, and the guy has nothing to fear in India. These are headlines. Then you have the minister who tells, okay, rape Hindu girls. Then you had a religious festival, Navratri and Hanuman Jayanti, okay, where in one festival they said you cannot eat meat. Can you believe this? Don't eat meat. You cannot eat meat. You have in Hanuman Jayanti, they were pelting stones, guns, pistol shots. Now, I'm very sure you will go to Twitter and they'll show you a Muslim lady throwing stones. Have you ever asked yourself what makes a girl, a Muslim girl, a conservative Muslim girl, take up a stone and throw stones on police? What pushed her to do that? And that also, she's not hiding. She's not hiding her face. She's not hiding her location. Why would she do that? What made her do that? Have you seen this before? Has it been happening before? And I'll come to the answers they give you. Okay, I've not finished the headlines. Then you have, if you go a little bit before, you have journalists beaten up for so-called hate speech. Now, the hate speech is only one side. If a Muslim says anything about Hindu, it is hate speech. But if a Hindu says about Muslims, it's not hate speech. Okay? Then you have, you remember that movie, the Kashmir Pandits. Everyone were talking about, oh, it's a reality. And I told you very clearly, in that movie, all the Hindus are good. All the Muslims are bad. You have literally branded all the Muslims as bad. And they said, oh, there was that one character. Yeah, but the entire Muslim, population has been shown as evil, right? Okay, agreed. It is a movie. You're showing it the way you want. Fine. And I've even recommended watch the movie. I've not said don't watch. But now, after watching the movie in the theater, these were actual videos that not only were circulated. These Hindu guys who were there in the movie hall, they said, we have to the actual word, fuck all the Muslim girls. Rape every Muslim girl and put a Hindu child in there. Then ban all Muslim artists, Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan, okay, all them. And okay, I don't mind you shouting Jai Shri Ram outside the theater. Fine, it's your religion. But how do you justify saying rape every Muslim girl? Please explain to me. And I'll tell you this. Let me tell you this. I have, in my WhatsApp groups, I've chatted with Hindu boys, educated Hindu men. They didn't find anything wrong. This is what surprised me. This is what shocked me. And that is why I've removed them from my group. They said, no, Loy, we have to teach them a lesson. Educated Hindu boys are saying we need to teach them a lesson. What? Let that sink in. Huh? A Hindu boy, educated, is saying we have to teach Muslim girls a lesson. And how do you teach them? rape. Let that sink in, huh? Okay, fine. So I give you the headlines of Dubai and I give you the headlines of India. See, when Modi came into power, I did a little bit of searching before. Yes, they exposed Congress as being corrupt, Rajiv Gandhi, the Gandhi family, fine. They did all the corruption. I'm not denying it. And Modi promised something called Achhe Din, means good days are coming. He gave hope for the future. He spoke on women's protection. He spoke on religious unity. He spoke on petrol, diesel prices coming down. He spoke on inflation coming down to the lowest. He spoke of unemployment will be eradicated and will be highest. He spoke on triple digit or double digit growth. He said our economy will be $1 trillion and all that. Okay, fine. This is what he said. And he came out with demonetization. He came out with goods and service tax. He came out with Citizenship Amendment Act. He came out with an unplanned lockdown. He came out with the Farmers Bill. And, he said, okay, COVID protocols. Now, how much of what he has done is a success? Demonetization, nobody knows what benefit did it bring. Goods and service tax only made a lot of people close down shop. The Citizenship Amendment Act is explicitly targeted towards Muslims. And you know that, I know that. Okay. The unplanned lockdown, what did it do? The poor people, they were busy clapping with, hey, hit the utensils, hey, clap for this thing and all. What did it do? Okay, big rich actors and actresses were, hitting their utensils. What did it do? Lighting candles, what did it do? Did it help you? And then this unplanned lockdown, how many poor people had to walk for miles and miles? Okay, then this farmers bill, they made such a big hue and noise about it, and then they had to withdraw sheepishly, right? And then you had the second wave, which there is no talk about how many people died, nothing, there's no information. Okay, fine. So now all this was done, but here's my question. The headlines, I spoke to you about the headlines, right? Till now, tell me if I'm wrong. Should this be what these ministers should be talking about? Or should the discussion be about education, jobs, development of talent, retention of talent, growth of India, the GDP, inflation, unemployment? Shouldn't they be talking about this? But instead, what are they talking about? They are talking about They are talking about hijab. Oh, girls shouldn't wear hijab. The namaz is too loud. Beef shouldn't be eaten. Non-veg shouldn't be eaten. The loudspeaker is very loud. The Muslim communities, they are doing this. We should ban sellers. And the whole focus is, these guys riding on bikes and having saffron this thing and waving the saffron flags and Jai Shri Ram. Fine, you want to pray. See, prayer should be done spiritually. It should be done for self-growth. This is not religion. This is not spirituality. This is being a hooligan. This is, you remember in my previous videos, I spoke about the politicization of religion, right? This is dirty, filthy, the worst kind of poison which these politicians are putting into. And I even told you, educated people are talking about raping girls. Can you let that sink in? I have a daughter. And if in case tomorrow, I was just thinking, if in case she was a Muslim, what would happen in India? Maybe someone would rape her and say, Jai Shri Ram, or they would say, yeah, this is to teach her a lesson. What would I do if I was in India? What would I do? You can't do anything. Okay, let me give you some international and national headlines. And I'll even come to the part of how the BJP supporters will attack this. BBC has rated India as becoming among the worst nations in the world. The Hindu reports India ranks 142 in press freedom. The Mint has reported Supreme Court sends notice to comic Kunal Kamra and cartoonist Richa Taneja. That means even if you draw cartoons nowadays, or even if you crack a joke, the Supreme Court will attack you. They'll not focus on important, just cartooning. Okay. Business Today's headlines, 6-quarter decline of GDP, the longest in 23 years. under Modi's rule. Business Insider reports India falls 10 places in the global competitive index for technology. India got beaten by Bangladesh for its GDP. Just imagine, once upon a time we were competing with China for supremacy, and we are talking of USA. Today got beaten by Bangladesh. Once upon a time it was Bangladeshis want to come to India. Today it's like Indians have to run to Bangladesh. Just imagine the state of affairs. Bangladesh has a better GDP than, they'll say, oh yes, if you calculate. No, there's no calculation, nothing. Before, India was better. Why is India today worse? Then you have Indian Express that says Bangladesh beats India in per capita income. The print says factories are leaving India and going to Philippines, Cambodia, Laos, any other country other than India. They just don't want to. Whether it is Kerala or whether it is any of these places where Hindu-Muslim rights are taking place. Okay, fine. Now, I gave you the problems of COVID-19, rising prices, inflation, which is crazy, petrol prices, which are gone so high, imports, which have increased by 70%, the number of poor people have doubled. In fact, the only benefit that you can get is if you align yourself with the BJP, you'll become something like Gautam Adnani, one man who has 121 billion US dollars, okay, because he's friends with the BJP. I totally understand. And yes, BJP is doing a good job erecting big statues of all these big people. Fine. Now, I give you all these reports, BBC, The Hindu, The Mint. Okay, fine. You know what they will answer, what they will say? Their response, I'm telling you in advance what their response. Their response will be, Loy, this is leftist. This is the cabal. This is George Soros sponsored. This is Islamists. These are Pakistani. Loy, this is Congress sponsored. This is fake news. This is sponsored news. Everything. And if you ask them, okay, fine, all this is fake news, Islamist, George Soros, CNN is fake, BBC is fake, all of them are fake. So which one is recommended? They'll tell you, Loy, watch Republic TV. Loy, listen to what Anupam Kher had to say. Loy, listen to, watch Kashmir Files, Vivek Agnotri, Kangana Ranaut, Baba Ramdev. This is some of the answers I got. Republic TV, I challenge you, you should fight me, la. Oh my goodness, if you listen to him, it's like, you can keep him as an alarm clock. That guy, he's not a journalist, he's an entertainer. Okay. Baba Ramdev, it seems a previous video he was saying, do you want a government that gives you less, where you have to pay less or more? And now he has changed his tune. Anupam Kher was totally, questioning India and the government. And ever since he got little benefits from the Modi government or the BJP, he is now talking we can only criticize India. You should do something for India. Okay. Then Vivek Agnotri, Kashmir Files, there's so much of tears. But crores of rupees he's getting. I have asked you, how much did he help the Kashmir Hindu Pandits? And his supporters said, which famous actor or which this thing supported other people. See how they justify. See the bias. Like I said, these guys don't care. Kangana Ranaut, she's so bold, she's so brave. When she has so many people surrounding her, she has some ex-military or some protection she has. Even this guy, Republic TV, what's that guy's name? That guy who keeps shouting, he has all these bodyguards. So, of course, now even me, people are saying, Law, you're also talking big. Yes, because I'm not in India. If I was in India, by now someone would have set my house on fire or killed me or tried to harm. In fact, an Indian guy, he sexualized my child and my wife. Just imagine if people can do this online, physically, if they could get me, what they would do. I'm scared for my own life if I was in India. I'm being very honest and I'm being explicitly truthful to you. In fact, I've spoken to my friend who are journalists. They are scared. I have one of my friends, Mazhar Farooqui, whom I know personally. I know Mazhar Farooqui personally. But if he talks about anything that is wrong, they'll say because his name is Mazhar Farooqui, he is Islamist, he's Pakistani sponsored. They will not look at the fact that he has exposed even the owner of Hira, who's a Muslim lady. He has spoken against Muslim criminals and exposed them who are in India. No, they'll ignore all this, but they'll focus on where they want, cherry picking facts to suit their bias. In fact, he has told me, Loy, I've never seen India in a much worse situation than this. There are so many journalists, there are so many authors, there are so many talented people. Literally, people are afraid and they are sending me messages in secrecy. And the best part, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, good leader, bad strategies. He's doing whatever it takes to stay in power. You should listen to their speeches. What are they focused on? In fact, today's generation, what are they focusing on? They are saying India went through all this hell that it's going through is because, and the reasons that they give is Manmohan Singh, Shashi Tharoor, Gandhi family, and then they go to Nehru did it because of Nehru, Tipu Sultan did it, the Mughals did it, Pakistan did it, terrorists did it, Islamists do it. There is nothing there's nothing. BJP is not at fault. Modi is not no. The leaders, nothing. It's all to be blamed, even at Nehru. In fact, today when you post something online, you post anything online, you can get into trouble. They have a problem with what you wear. They have a problem with what you eat. They have a problem with how you pray. They have a problem with how you, even if you have cows and all that, they have a problem with that. They have a problem with literally, even if you crack a joke, like you remember Veer Das, I come from two Indias, I want you to watch it, I'll put the link below. Brilliant. He just stated facts. They have a problem with that. Munawar Farooqui, who I spoke against, I told you, I'm being very transparent that he shouldn't have joked on religion. They have even a problem with that, but they don't have a problem with anyone who says rape a girl. They say, Muslim girls, they don't have a problem with that. They have a problem with a joke. In fact, BJP was shouting and saying that they have invested billions in Jammu and Kashmir. Where are the billions? And that also they went to UAE. They invited the UAE delegation to invest billions, which is nothing is invested until now. In fact, I'll share with you a link. Omar Abdullah, now they'll say, oh, his Muslim name. I want you to watch that interview. It's brilliant. I was blown away by how smart and intelligent this guy is. He schools this BJP reporter who is supporting BJP. Omar Abdullah asked questions on Jammu and Kashmir's development. He is being asked. And frankly speaking, he literally schools her. And he says, all the universities that were developed in the Nehru time was all the developments in Dr. Manmohan Singh's time. There's zero that the BJP has done other than the lockdown and the article and this and that. There's nothing that they have done. You watch that video. See, I'm telling you my limitations that I do not know historical facts. But this man in this interview, he challenges them and nobody can prove him wrong. Nobody. Then what do you have to say about that? Okay, fine. Openly, yes. Now, coming to the conclusion. See, today India has become a country where they say democracy, all that fine. But it's become a democracy of the majority. And the majority are Hindus. And out of the Hindus, sadly, the majority are just mindless zombies. You remember like in Hitler, what had happened? Hitler had convinced a nation of such huge people to do horrible things in the name of a vision. Just imagine Nazi Germany. Millions of people, the salute and everything, because they believed. So that doesn't mean just because majority follow, it's a right thing. Today, the BJP the government or these ministers have understood the way to win votes, the way to succeed is to press a hot button topic. And the hot button topic is God and religion. And you say anything about anti-Muslim, you say anything for Hindu, yay, Jai Shri Ram. You show anything that is emotional. Like, imagine people are getting historical lessons. They are studying history by watching a movie, a creative endeavor. They'll not read books. They'll not educate themselves. Only religion and movies. And, I had one clown in my group who said when that movie Kashmir Files was going for 100 or 200 crores or whatever, he said, this is not a movie. This is a revolution. Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram. Okay, fine. I was like, But when some movie KKK RRR or something came and crossed 1,000 crores, and then they asked him, okay, so this Kashmir Files crossed 200 crores, it's a revolution. This movie crossed 1,000 crores, this is a mega revolution. He kept quiet, sheepish. And that guy, that same guy, he'll never talk about his career. He'll never talk of his earnings. He'll never talk of his brand. Nothing. All that is zero. But Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram, BJP. This is the kind of, today's youth, brainwashed. See, India today is the majoritarianism state, where the majority, whatever they say is right. And they will attack anyone who is against their ideas. The only way today the Indian politicians know they can succeed is the branding. Orange scarf, orange flags, orange appearance, or they dress up like sadhus. They even have this minister who takes a couple of, these gundas and all these hooligans and shows strength by bashing up or damaging property of another minister. It has come down to this, where globally religion, color, ethnicity and sexuality, they can work together. In India, it's just the opposite. If you have a religion, you can't work together. If you have a color of your skin, your ethnicity, your sexuality, all is questioned. If you're not with them, then you're against them. Today, the focus, where abroad, the focus is to invest billions into research, study, talent, new discoveries, new inventions, new papers. This is what the focus is globally on international institutes. In India's institute today, the focus is not research, study, talent, new papers, inventions, discoveries. In India's top universities is veg or non-veg. They are in some JNU student, one of the top universities in India. They are fighting over veg versus non-veg. This is India. In fact, our Indian students who I have in my group, who have literally thrown out all of them, none of them are speaking about education, investment, learning. They are speaking about BJP, Hindu Muslim, Pakistan this, Islamists, and yes, bobs and vagins. That's our Indian youth. See, the sad reality is the Indian politicians, especially the BJP, they've discovered a formula for success. And the formula for success is divide and rule, like the British. And it works. It works. They will succeed. I'll tell you this, BJP will be there for a long period of time. However, talented people, successful people who can make a difference, all will leave. I give you the list of CEOs, no? They'll all leave. I don't want my daughter to have an Indian passport for the simple reason I'm afraid. I'm afraid tomorrow some Hindu guy will rape my daughter and say, is to teach her a lesson. And if he is associated with some BJP or some, I'm not saying the BJP endorses it, but you just need a few mad people, right? And imagine if my daughter embraces Islam. Or some of the Hindu BJP supporters, they are calling, I don't know, this new term, rice bag. Oh, you are an ex-rice bag. I don't mind. Rice is good. At least I'm not cow-piss drinking, whatever you are. So when you insult, give them back, oh, how dare you. The sad thing is you can't legalize, you can't have a legislation for love. You can't have a law for common sense. You can't have an official ruling for, keeping unity. Divide and rule is only going to do one thing. Like how the British sucked out all the best resources and took it abroad in terms of wealth. Today, because of what the BJP is doing, the best talent intellectually, the best minds, the people who can make a difference, they're all leaving India. And you'll be left with communal violence, fights left, right, and center. And the only people who will succeed and win are the politicians. The rich will get richer, poor will get poorer, and India will move backwards. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Like I said, prove me wrong. Open challenge to you, prove me wrong. I would like to hear what you have to say down below in the comments. And please pay attention to what they comment. Read it. Because I can challenge you. They'll only, what the fuck do you know? Or leftist, rightist, or, from selected media. But they'll not address inflation. They'll not address none of the questions that I asked. From why talent is leaving India to education, jobs, development of talent, growth, GDP. They'll not focus. They'll not even address religious disunity, petrol and diesel rising prices, inflation, unemployment, women's protection. They'll not address any of this. This is my research. My open challenge to you is prove me wrong. Because India today is one of the worst that it has ever been. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And to those youngsters who want to leave India and get jobs overseas and all that, my advice to you is just do what it takes to take care of yourself, because I don't think the government is bothered about you. I think the politicians are only interested in getting back in power. So you do what you have to do to protect yourself, your family, and your future, and leave India to them. Let them take care. That's all I have to say. Having said that, this is my sign off. You guys take care.